Okay. All right. I'm now sitting down with Bob. And he's like got on this cowboy hat, jeans, gray and curly hair. And he knows he can't touch me, so he's like holding this stone and he wants me to take it, but he's placed it down on the ground. And he's asking me to pick it up. As I'm picking it up, my mind, it feels like it's being flooded to a memory. Like my mind is just everything in there now is this memory, this, but at the same time, it feels very real and like a dream. He always surprises me. I never know what he's going to do. I told him not to do any of this weird stuff because I like to prepare, but okay. So what I'm seeing as I'm holding the rock, um, I'm watching land come up, like something's up underneath the land. And I feel like I am the something up underneath the land, and my body feels long and strong and winding. And there's like, it feels like this feeling of being pregnant, like a lot of energies or a lot of beings inside of me, like full, feeling full is the best way I can describe how I feel. And now, like, there's this, I want to come up out of the land and I'm pushing through, moving all the rocks and moving the land. The rivers above are spilling out everywhere. And as my body is moving up through the land, all of this land is forming, oceans are forming, rivers are forming, mountains are forming and being pushed out. And now I feel like I'm observing and looking down, and I'm observing that there's a snake, a big snake that is she's spitting out all these beings, and the beings are animals, insects, humans, all sorts of mammals and marsupials, all sorts of beings. And also, when I look up at the sky, I'm observing another being coming down with a big, it looks extraterrestrial is the best way I could describe it. That it's coming down from the sky, and there's energy all around its head coming out in all directions. And it's coming down and like it wants to assist the snake, as if they're gonna like work together. And it's like the best way I can describe it is they're just like creating everything. He wants me to put the rock down now. And as I put the rock down, he says, this is how our young people are initiated. And if when they hold the rock, they experience the dreaming, then they know how to live. and they know how to interact with the world. He doesn't really like the word the dreaming because he says it's like white people translation and that it was some anthropologists a long time ago began to use the word in some writings and that people kind of picked up on the word and it's been misinterpreted ever since. But the dreaming is a worldview. It's not a place that you go, although during initiation you will have access to this view and you will feel as if you are experiencing another realms. And he says, and you will feel as if you're experiencing a deep connection with the stone people and all of the creators. Yet it's not so much a place that you go because if that were true, you would be wanting to go there all the time. If that were true, you would rather be there than here. And that would be pointless because you are here and you are interconnected with everything here and now, which is the most beautiful way to be. And you begin to realize the ways of the dreaming, which is our worldview, can be implemented as a beautiful sacred structure to your life so that you can enjoy the now. And then this world is created and everything comes from that. And you will be very happy in this sacred structure of your life. He said, and this is how we live. It is our life. And some people say it's just myth or that it didn't happen, which is the deepest disrespect towards elders and the sacred owners of land. And we don't own this land. Again, the land owns us. You call us that, but we are just guardians and caretakers of it. But remember this, dreaming is not a place that you go, it is a memory of something that is not mythological, but something very sacred and true in our stories. The dreaming is a very systematic, sacred set of rules, a blueprint for your mind and body, and even for the soul. Okay, that appeared to be his general introduction, and now he's inviting you to ask questions and to answer the questions that came from all of you. And
Hi, Bob. My name is Anya. Thank you for meeting with Pamela today, and thank you for that beautiful introduction. I'm just going to go through some questions. If there's anything you don't wish to answer, you don't have to answer it. Just we'll move on to the next question. That's okay. So I'll start with the first question. Um, can you share or offer any wisdom that is only passed down in your oral traditions? Something simple or deeply profound, if you're able to or allowed to.
and he says it's just that, though our oral traditions are kept oral traditions and aren't written down, and we hold them very sacred to us, and we are aware of the paradox of this, um, that if we don't pass them down, you will not remember. But it is up to our children to share those oral traditions and pass them down to their children and to their grandchildren. You already know of many of our oral traditions. You understand the oral traditions of honoring the land and the nomadic nature of our ancestors. Many of our traditions involve the sacred rite to initiation, the rite of passage, that we believe that everyone should accept the rite of passage in their initiation. I was initiated as a very young child, and I continue to initiate people in our people in our lands weekly. So many traditions surround the rite of passage for initiation. So they would not necessarily belong to something that you would understand because our oral traditions come from this way of life and our people. And unless you are here and you have been raised up by the land, been reared by the land, you have lived this way, these traditions may even sound absurd to you. They would seem absolutely impractical and somewhat so practical when people are looking for magical or too magical to be practical. Many of these oral traditions have to do with our languages and song. And some of the anthropologists that have studied us throughout time would say that it couldn't be possible or practical, that it's too outlandish, that it's too dreamy. And that's why they believe that dreaming is myth. But again, in our oral traditions, song and language is key. Most of our oral traditions involve this song and it involve the honoring of other elders and ancestors through the songs and through the languages that are known only to us, the elders, to our children, and to our great grandchildren. Um, these are our most strong traditions. So we have songs that honor the Wajina. We have songs that honor everything, that give thanks. And I can tell you that it's good to keep it simple, that you should honor the ancestral spirits as well, that you should find your own ways in your own cultures. You have beautiful cultures, you have beautiful stories, and you should find ways that are from your own ancestors to honor the creator spirits of these lands and do this in your own sacred way. We do it with song. So maybe you have a language for song as well. Maybe in your culture you have sacred songs. One of these sacred traditions is to walk the land in a serpentine fashion, just like the rainbow serpent. And we have a song that we sing to this creator spirit. In your words, it's called the rainbow serpent, but we have a song to sing to it and we honor it. And it also honors us and heals us. And as we place our feet along the song lines of the land, we sing a sacred song in our own language to honor the rainbow serpent, for thanking her for guiding us safely. We thank her for walking us through this passage of time in a pure and sacred way to keep our language, our food, and our way of life pure and inclusive and loving to all. And this song is something that we sing, and we have a certain rhythm, even that we consider placing our feet upon the ground. And our ancestors would place their feet upon the ground in a certain way while singing this song to the rainbow serpent. And then she would guide us appropriately towards where we needed to go, where we needed to go. If we had used all the resources of the land, we would have to travel to hunt or travel to gather, or travel to live, and we needed to be safe and to have resources. And we believe that if we honor the ancestral spirits in this way, while we're also singing our sacred songs, while we're also creating a unique rhythm with our breath, our heartbeat, our feet upon the lands, and we believe that if we do this together in this serpentine fashion, in this tradition, that we pass these songs down, we pass this act down, this rite of passage down to our young children, and they will teach their children and their children's children, and our songs and languages will be kept alive.
Thank you both. That's really beautiful.